It is very special to be here tonight in this beautiful space that holds so many amazing memories for those of us who live here in San Francisco or who have occasion to have journeyed here to marry. One of the 2 times we were able to marry. There will be more in the future, I can guarantee you that. I love being here with so many friends, so many people who work shoulder to shoulder to do work to make California a better place for LGBT people, to be here with the most spectacular woman in the world who decided she was going to fall in love with me, my partner of 18 years, Sandy Holmes. But I have to say, in thinking about speaking tonight, I was really struck by the fact that it is in fact the last Quality California dinner that we will have Geoff as our executive director. And I've talked about Geoff before, and I've talked about his strategic brilliance, his ability to take any problem or issue, no matter how complicated or bedeviling, and find a way forward. He is a tactician, unlike any I have ever seen in any other political movement. But I think you know all that. What I'm struck by in thinking about Geoff, and the reason I believe he has been so incredibly successful, is because he possesses a level of such deep humanity. He's driven not just by wanting more wins in our column. He's driven by something that he always tacks on at the end of almost any issue he's presented to me. So when he was talking to me about the bill that Equality California was going to sponsor on behalf of LGBT young people, so that they could see the services of a mental health professional without their parents' permission if they were underage, he explained to me, of course, young people are in crisis. They don't know where to turn. They deeply fear that their parents will reject them. They need somebody to talk to. And we have no better evidence of that than this past fall and the staggering number of suicides. So he relates this state of affairs and says, can you imagine? It was something, it's a phrase he's uttered many, many times when he talks to me about the reason he pushed so hard for health insurance companies to cover transgender citizens in California. He always ends the sort of scenario of how people suffer. Can you imagine? In every bill that Equality California has moved, foster care, training foster care parents to have sensitivity if they have placed with them a lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender teen. He always says, can you imagine? Now, I think there are many of us here who never think about these issues. We don't imagine them. We don't think about solutions. It never occurs to us. Geoff, in asking that very simple question, can you imagine, is putting himself in their shoes. And that is why he has been so incredibly effective. 71 bills, and every single one of them began with Geoff thinking, I can imagine, and because I can, I'm sure as hell going to do something about it. So while I want in my leaders strategic brilliance, the ability to see across corners and around corners and through difficulties and complications, what I most want is humanity and compassion and empathy. That is who we have in Geoff Kors, and those are the qualities that I will most miss. Now, James Williamson maybe sees a different side of Geoff on occasion. One that is slightly more impish than empathetic. But the two of them really are the yin to each other's yang. And being able to see that relationship develop, to know that they're going off on who knows what adventures, really warms my heart to know that they will be able to spend some quality time together as a couple. But I also know that there will come a moment, and I don't think it's going to take very long, before James is willing to hand Geoff back to the community to do work on our behalf. I love him like a brother and respect him more than any other colleague I've ever met. My good friend, Geoff Kors.